Hi friends, today we are going to discussing about VHF, UHF, SHF antennas. VHF antennas is nothing but very high frequency antennas. UHF antennas nothing but ultra high frequency antennas. SHF antennas is nothing but super high frequency antennas. Here now we are seeing what are the examples of VHF, UHF, SHF antennas and what is the frequency range of VHF, UHF, SHF antennas. Now here we are seeing. And first here we are seeing about VHF antennas. Already we know the VHF is nothing but very high frequency antennas. For this very high frequency antennas, the frequency range is 30 MHz to 300 MHz. So for this frequency range, the wavelength is lambda equal to 10 to 1 meter. And coming to the ultra high frequency antennas, the ultra high frequency antennas frequency range is 300 MHz to 3000 MHz. And for this frequency range, we are obtaining the wavelength as a lambda equal to 1 to 0.1 meter or lambda equal to 100 centimeters to 10 centimeter. And coming to the super high frequency antennas, and for the super high frequency antennas, the frequency range is 3000 MHz to 30,000 MHz. And for this frequency range, we are obtaining the wavelength as a lambda equal to 10 centimeter to the 1 centimeter. So see here, compared to the VHF, the UHF antenna having the lesser wavelength. And compared to the UHF antennas, the HSF antennas having the lesser wavelength. But in terms of frequency, compared to the VHF antennas, the UHF antenna frequency range is more. And compared to the UHF antennas, the HSF antenna frequency range is more. So whenever frequencies increases, the wavelength must be decreases here. Why? Because here we have a formula lambda equal to C by F. So when the frequency is increases, the wavelength will be decreases. So according to this formula, frequency is increases, wavelength is decreases. Now, what are the microwave antennas? So microwave antennas are nothing but which antennas operated at the above 2000 MHz frequency. Those antennas are called microwave antennas. And here VHF and UHF antennas are also used for increase the directivity. What is the main use of the VHF and UHF antennas here? We have to using the VHF and UHF antennas for increasing the directivity. And here the examples of the VHF and UHF antennas are Yagi-Uda antenna, folded dipole antenna, ground plane corner reflectors antennas. What are the examples of the VHF and UHF antennas here? Yagi-Uda antenna, folded dipole antenna, ground plane corner reflector antennas. All these are comes under band of VHF and UHF antennas. Means all these antennas having the frequency ranges of VHF and UHF antennas. So now these VHF and UHF antennas are used in mainly mobile communication in the coastal areas, and these VHF and UHF antennas are also used in public communication, public safety and industry. And coming to the HSF antennas. So what are the examples for the HSF antennas? Here HSF antennas is nothing but parabolic reflector antennas, horn antennas, lens antennas. So these parabolic reflector antennas, horn antennas, lens antennas operated in the range of SHF frequency. Operated in the SHF frequency range. So all these are the example for the super high frequency antennas. So now here we are seeing the folded dipole antenna. So what is the folded dipole antenna? This folded dipole antenna is a important variation of conventional half wave dipole. This folded dipole antenna is a important variation of conventional half wave dipole. How we are constructing this folded dipole antenna? Here, for constructing the folded dipole antenna, we have to construct the two half wave dipoles with length lambda by 2. Here we have to construct the one continuous half wave dipole and other half wave dipole split at the center. These two half wave dipoles connected together parallelly at the ends. And here at the point A and at the point B, the minimum current is existing, and at the point C the maximum current is existing, and the voltage is minimum at the point C. And now here For this folded dipole antenna, forming with two half wave dipoles now, two half wave dipoles here, and here second half wave dipole is split at the center. Why we are splitting the second half wave dipoles means, for this splitting part here we have to connecting the balanced transmission line for applying the source, and here these two half wave dipoles having the same voltage at their ends. These two half wave dipoles having the same voltage at their ends. And here the radiation pattern of this folded dipole antenna is similar to the radiation pattern of the conventional half wave dipole antenna. But here for this folded dipole antenna we have to obtaining the maximum radiation resistance or impedance. Why? Because in this folded dipole antenna the current distribution into the various parts. Due to that, for this folded dipole antenna the impedance is maximum or radiation resistance is maximum. And here for this folded dipole antenna we are using the two half wave dipoles. These two half wave dipoles made with a conductors. So in this folded dipole antenna we are taking the two conductor with same radii, that is nothing but D1 equal to D2. Whenever the two conductors having the same radii, the current distribution in these two conductor is equal. Okay, in this half wave dipole antenna here we have two conductors now. So these two conductors having the same radii, D1 equal to D2. So D1 equal to D2. So whenever these two conductors having the same radius, the current distribution in these two antennas or these two half wave dipoles will be equal. So that's why, and the current magnitude and phase is also equal in these two conductors, and in these two conductors the current flowing in the same direction also. And since the total power is developed by this folded dipole antenna must be equal to the power developed by the conventional half wave dipole. And now I already told you the impedance of the folded dipole antenna is much higher. Impedance or radiation resistance, whatever it may be. How we are taking the impedance of the folded dipole antenna? Here the impedance of the folded dipole antenna is 4 times greater than the impedance of the straight dipole antenna. So the formula will become 2 square into 73. This will be equal to 292 ohms. This one is the radiation resistance of the folded dipole antenna. How we are getting this 292 ohms means, so in this folded dipole antenna we are using the two half wave dipoles, and this folded dipole antenna impedance or radiation is 4 times higher than the impedance of the straight line antenna. So that's why here we are taking the formula as a 2 square into 73. Why we are taking the 73 here? So already we know for the half wave dipole we have a 73 ohms as a radiation resistance. This one is the fixed value of the radiation resistance of the half wave dipole. In this folded dipole antenna we are using the two half wave dipoles. That's why I am writing the 2 square into 73 ohms. So here we are obtaining the 292 ohms as a impedance of the folded dipole antenna or radiation resistance of the folded dipole antenna. And here see, at the point A and A dash the current is I. This current is equally split into the two conductors, means half wave dipole 1 and half wave dipole 2. This one equally distributed in two conductors, that is nothing but I by 2 flowing in the first conductor and I by 2 flowing in the second conductor. Why? Because these two conductors having the same radius, the current distribution is also equal in these two conductors, that is I by 2 and I by 2. And now here we are saying the 3-wire antenna. So this 3-wire antenna is also called tripole. So in this 3-wire antenna we are using the 3 half wave dipoles with length lambda by 2, and all 3 half wave dipoles, all 3 conductors having the same radius d1 d1 d1, all 3 having the same radius. Thus why in all 3 conductors the current must be equal. So the current is divided into all 3 conductors is I by 3 I by 3 I by 3. This one is the 3-wire antenna, and for this 3-wire antenna the impedance or radiation resistance is 3 square into 73. So it will be equal to 657 ohms. 657 ohms. Why I am taking the 3 square here? In the previous, here we have a 2 half wave dipoles only. That's why I am taking the 2 square into 1 half wave dipole radiation resistance. It will become 292 ohms. And here we are seeing the impedance or radiation resistance for the 3-wire antenna, 3-wire folded dipole antenna or tripole. So in this we are using the 3 half wave dipoles. That's why I am taking the 3 square into 1 half wave dipole containing the radiation resistance as 73 ohms. That's why for this tripole or 3-wire folded dipole antenna, we are getting the 657 ohms as a radiation resistance here. Okay, all these conductors having the same radii. That's why the current distribution is also say all these conductors or all these half wave dipoles. That is nothing but I by 3, I by 3, I by 3. Equal current flowing is existing all these conductors and in the same direction, and all the currents having the equal magnitude and all are in phase. And now coming to the folded dipole with unequal radii. Folded dipole with unequal radii dipole. And just here we are seeing the folded dipole antenna with equal radiation and folded dipole antenna with equal radius, and tripole antennas also equal radius. Now here we are seeing the folded dipole with unequal radius. So this one is a folded dipole antenna, this one is the one dipole, and this one is the other dipole. Here I am taking the different radius for these two dipoles. Here this conductor radius is d1 and this conductor radius is d2. Here d2 is greater than d1. d2 is greater than d1. So why? Because here radius is greater compared to this one. Compared to this conductor radius is more. d2 is greater than d1. And here the current flowing in these two conductors is also varies. Here the radius of the d2 is the radius of this conductor is more now, so more current will be flowing in this. The radius of this conductor is less now, less current will be flowing in this. That's why here I2 is greater than I1 and total current will be equal to I1 plus I2. Okay, whenever the two conductors or two half wave dipoles having the different radius, the current distribution is also different in these two conductors. So due to this one, here we are obtaining the impedance transforming property. So here impedance transforming property is existing due to this different radius conductors in the folded dipole antenna. Impedance transforming property. Okay, so this impedance transforming property is existing variation in the conductors radius in the folded dipole antenna, or we have to increasing the number of half wave dipoles in the folded dipole antenna. So due to that, here the impedance transforming property is existing. Here in the next class, here we have to seeing the derivation part of the radiation resistance of the 2-wire antenna and 3-wire antenna. Okay.